It takes 500 milliseconds for your voice to make an impression. Half a second. Before your idea has landed, before you've even explained yourself properly, people have already started deciding what you sound like. Research highlighted by the University of Glasgow says listeners make trustworthiness judgments from a voice within the first 500 milliseconds. And this is brutal because most people think if my idea or my content is good, then they will listen. That's not always the case. Sometimes they're not judging your idea yet. They're judging your voice. And that matters more than most people realize because research on leadership suggests also that vocal delivery helps shape who gets seen as leader-like in the first place. In other words, how you sound can affect who gets heard, who gets followed, and who gets taken seriously. So if you keep getting ignored in meetings, talked over, or not quite landing the point, it may not just be confidence, it may be a voice problem. Now let me be clear, I don't mean that you need a big booming voice like Brian Blessed. I don't mean that you need to sound posh. And I don't mean you need to fake confidence. I mean people are listening for signals. So do you sound clear? Do you sound steady? Do you sound easy to follow? Do you sound like you mean it? And that's what lands. And in my experience, there are three things people hear very quickly. The first is pace. If you rush, people hear pressure. They hear nerves. They hear someone trying to get through it. And once you rush, the room has to work harder. If the room has to work harder, people switch off. The second is your endings. Now, this is the big one. If your sentences drift off or lift up the end, or lose energy right at the last word, you can sound less sure of yourself than you really are. You may know exactly what you mean, but if the end of the sentence disappears, some of the authority disappears with it. And the third is steadiness. Does the voice sound settled, or does it sound tight, breathless, or shaky? Because people are not only hearing your words, they are hearing your state. So right, let me show you two very quick things you can try straight away. Now, the first is to record yourself speaking. So 20-second playback test. Take your phone and record yourself saying, here's what I think we should do, and then speak for 20 seconds as if you're in a meeting. Now play it back and ask yourself, do I rush? Do I fade away at the end of the sentences? Did I sound steady, or did I sound slightly apologetic? That is such a useful exercise because most people only know what they felt like. They don't know what they sounded like, and those two things are often very different. So second, clean ending drills. So say these lines out loud. Number one, this is the priority. Number two, we need a decision today. And number three is, that is the right next step. So don't overdo it. Don't act it up. So do not suddenly become a newsreader. Just make sure the last word lands clearly. These words are priority, today, and step. Because a lot of people throw away the end of the sentence, and that is often the exact place where confidence should land. So listen to the difference. This is the priority versus this is the priority. We need a decision today versus we need a decision today. So tiny change, very different impression. So here's the point. Before people judge your idea, they judge your voice. That may not feel fair, but it is real. The evidence suggests people form impressions from voice very quickly, and delivery also shapes how leader-like someone seems. The good news is this is trainable. You don't need a fake confident voice. You need a voice that sounds calm, clear, and easy to trust. And that starts with simple things like pace, clean endings, and a steadier sound. If you want to know what your voice may be doing that is making people switch off, take my quiz. The link is in the description below. Speak soon.